Okay, this session is officially on recording, and I want to say welcome once more to tonight's session. Tonight we are going to be talking about project plan. Yeah, project plan. So before we proceed, let me understand if any of us here have got idea of what a project plan looks like, or if you have used it before. I know so many of you, I know so many of you have done project management somewhere before. So you one way or the other must have heard about project plan and understand what it's all about. So if you won't have anything to say, just raise your hand briefly and we'll move on. Project plan, any of us? Go in, go on. Okay.
I don't have light.
We're not going to waste time.
I don't have light, sir. Project planning outlines how a project will be executed and completed.
I can't hear you.
I said project plan outlines how a project will be executed and completed. It's a way to find out who will do what, when, and how. That's what project plan is all about.
Okay. Yeah, you're somehow right in your own opinion. Any other person? Yeah. Omena P. Omena P. Okay. We're not going to waste much time. Yeah. Obidema, you are around. You didn't hit here something I wanted to hear, and you didn't say that you are running around it, but I wanted you to say that it's a document. Yeah, that's where you don't hit it hard. So it's a document that helps us to outline the approach, the schedule, budget, risk, totally other factors that help us to manage this project holistically. So it's a document. Yeah, it outlines, but it's a document. We want to say that it's a document. We're creating a document that will help us. That will be a source of truth, a single source of truth for daily activities, daily management of that project. Everything we're going to be doing should be emanating from that project plan. So it's a source of truth on day-to-day activity. It breaks everything down into daily activities and we assign resources to every activity per hour, per a day, per a week. So step by step, who does what everybody does, how much we are paying everybody for what we are doing. Are you working full time? Are you working part time? Project plan covers everything. It covers not only human resources, it covers equally material resources, how to allocate resources. Yeah? Good. Well, Obidema, we are here in this class is in a very fast pace. We only have 1 hour, and if you raise your hand, we're not going to start waiting for you or to serve you pepper soup before you talk to us. Cool. Yeah, that is it. Project plan. It's very important. Let me tell you, you cannot call yourself a project manager. Even a project coordinator, you cannot call yourself a project coordinator. A project coordinator is assistant project manager, or a project planner, which is still assistant project manager. You don't have rights to call yourself any of these names: project coordinator, project planner. Talk more of project manager if you do not have to prepare or create a project plan. Yeah, you must know how to create a project. That means you can manage a project on day-to-day basis. Once you know how to do that, then we can attach project coordinator to your name, and you can start applying for job. And so many of our students in the past started getting job immediately. They know how to create a project plan. They put it in their portfolio and they started contacting them. And so many of them started getting job. Even within 2 months, immediately we finished project planning. They started putting it, updated their CV in Upwork, and so many of them got job as project coordinators. So it's very important you understand how to do this. This is based on strategic day-to-day activity, going to help you on day-to-day activity. And in most cases, you see project manager in a big project will leave project coordinator or project planner to be handling this project plan, this document called project plan. You monitor day-to-day activity, and some of them can then, focus on so many other strategic activities that can move the project forward. Okay, let's briefly look at our notes and then we take questions. Okay, this is a screenshot of how a project plan looks if you are working from Microsoft projects, but we're going to see a live one as well. Okay, a project plan is a comprehensive document outlining the approach, schedule, resource, budget, and control necessary to successfully execute a project. It serves as a roadmap for the project team, setting clear expectations for each phase and providing a structure to manage timeline, allocate resources, and track progress. Yeah. Effective project planning ensures alignment of the project goal with stakeholder expectation and organizational overall objectives. So it's a very powerful document in project management. Project execution, you must have it. Anything you need to do, if you want to call yourself a serious project manager, you must have a project plan to work with. And if you are experienced, you can use even an Excel tool can help you create a mini project plan. Like if you look at this document here, this is an Excel. You see, this is a simple Excel, which I project breakdown structure, and I quickly convert it to a project plan. And you see here, you see the stage, you see task, you see date, start date and end date, you see duration, you see assign resources, and you see predecessors. So this is a mini project plan because it's not comprehensive as if I use a dedicated tool. You know, Excel is a very powerful tool, very kind of black canvas. You can convert it, you can use it to do a lot of things. If you a very powerful document. So, and you see here, if you are trying to create a project plan, you see something like here, you see total budget, we'll have contingency here. Contingency is 3,000 and the total budget is 10,000, and then working capital or working budget is 7,000. Now we have 3 months, but we didn't use the whole 3 months. We used 2 months and 1 month at contingency. And then this is how much I plan to pay across board. And you see the resource breakdown under human resources. These are all the human resources are captured here, and then material resources as well. So it's a very mini project plan. If you look at this document as well, this is a project plan from Project Labor. You see here, this is projects. This mini project I've showed you, I converted it into a dedicated project plan using the right tool, because a Excel document is not mean for project planning. So I use Project Labor to plan this project, and you see this is where it's going to look like. And if you come here, you see this is a resource. And if you come to resource here, you see we have resource table, and we have resource breakdown structure. We have resource usage. And yeah, if you only come to tax, you see we have Gantt chart, and we have a work breakdown structure here. Is network, this work network critical parts, and this is work breakdown structure within a project planner. This project planner as well. This is tax usage, and this is the resources for assigned resources. But this is a topic for tomorrow, not for today. But I just want to show you how this looks like as a project plan. And I convert this project plan, I build it from here. So this is my Excel version of that project plan. And this is the resource table. I show you resource table. So that's it. So you should be able to know how to create a project plan. If you're experienced, you can easily create one with, even before you go to dedicated tool you want to use for the project, or you should be able to create something out of their work breakdown structure. And that's why you see this work breakdown structure template I give to you here is a mini project plan. If you look at it here, is a mini project plan. All I need to do is I add more columns, like all these activities. I put the start date and end date, and then I add the resources, which is the owner and the predecessor, and that's it. It's a project plan. But now it's a work breakdown structure. Just break the activities down. Let's go back to our notes so that we build the understanding from the scratch. Okay, importance of a project plan. Number 1, define scope and objective, clearly outline what the project intends to achieve, provide a structured timeline, helps to break down tasks with defined timeline, promoting time boundary delivery. So it breaks every activities down from high level to low level. in our work breakdown, what you see how we start breaking it down from high level to low level. Low level are daily activities, and you assign resources, time to every activities on day. So because you need to manage everything on not even on daily, on hourly basis, because you are paying your staff on hourly basis. So because you are paying them on hourly basis, you need to manage everything on hourly. You need to break activities down on hourly basis. Some people are not going to be working full time in a project. So that's why you cannot just say you're on daily basis. What some people are just working like 20 hours, like here you go have students who only work, What of some people that do part time? They don't work full shift. So you need to capture. Some might be starting work from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. So you see, it's not even full day. So that's why you need to manage everything on hourly basis. Resource management, identify resource need, both human and material resources. It's not only human resources we need. When we talk about resources, some people will just say resources, they start thinking about material resources, or they what to come to their mind is building material, building construction, or building estates, where we see material like bags of cement, bags of sand. These are not just material. So we have materials, we have human resources. So these are both things. All the BAs, project manager, they are resources as well. Call them human resources. And in material resources, it can be cement, it can be bags of sand, it can be this. It can equally be software licensing. So they are all material. So we need to account for all of them. Mitigate risk, allow identification and planning for potential risks and challenges. As we are working, we already have a plan, a risk plan to capture delays, because we are going to, this is where we are going to be suffering. You see where you are capturing delays, and you must have made, that's why we've done risk management using RAID and RAID, the risk register. So we should be able to make provision for capturing risk. Enhanced communication, we've already made arrangement for this. That's why during the stakeholder analysis, you need to understand every stakeholder very well and map out a communication plan using action. So how we can use communication action sheet to manage communications. Then these are key components of a project plan. Scope. A project plan should have a scope, define the boundaries of project, including goals, deliverable, and tasks required to complete the project. Project schedule. When we talk about schedule, we talk about timeline. Timeline is important in projects, because once there is a small delay in a timeline, the knock-on effect is going to be big, because there's a lot of activities waiting for you to finish. And if you are delaying in your own tasks, you are delaying other people as well. And that is how money is running, money that is not accounted for. So you can't encourage delay. And that's why we are actively respecting our timeline. So outline timeline include task duration, deadlines, and dependencies, often visualized through Gantt chart. When you have duration, deadlines, if you miss your deadlines, it will start affecting dependencies on that particular activity. We have a resource plan, list of resource, like you see, I've shown you guys resource table. You need to create a list of all the resources, both material and human resources, and assign them to specific tasks. So yeah, and then we'll have budget. before you start creating a project plan, you must have ascertained the budget for that project. You cannot create a project plan without a budget. Yeah, when you are starting, you might have not have a budget. Like by the first time you are meeting the project sponsor, some of them would and will be very organized. They will tell you the budget for this project. If some of them will say, okay, budget will be decided, in that case, make sure before you start, you must have had a meeting to have a budget estimate. What budget you guys are going to work with. It's very, very important. As a matter of fact, you can't do that. How are you going to pay your workers if you don't have a budget? So you must have a clean budget. Yeah. So detailed estimate calls for project activities, including labor, material, and contingency fund. Risk management plan. Identify potential risks, their likelihood and impacts, as well as strategies to mitigate them. This one is not going to be on the project plan the planner. You must have a different document. All of them are totally called project plan. Even the red log, they are all supporting the main project plan. They are part of, you can call them plugins or add-ons or attachments. They are part of that project plan. Then quality management, we have to equally understand the quality management of a project. Yeah, we've not done quality management. We will do general quality management and equally quality management in an agile environment, because in agile environment, we call it acceptance criteria. Every user story must have an acceptance criteria. That is its quality management in agile environment, but we're going to do the generic quality. But you have to set quality standard, metrics, and procedure to ensure project meets expected deliverables. Okay, communication plan, specify communication strategy detailing how, when, and what information will be shared with the stakeholder. This will be captured within our communication action. Our communication action plan is attached to stakeholder analysis document. If you see there, if you go there and see it, they are part of this project plan. Okay, and then types of project planning tools will have different types of tools. Let's say different types of vendors. I'll call it different types of vendors because it's the same tool, but from different vendors. So it's just project planner is project planner. Let's not just confuse that they are maybe a different tool. Because if I say different tools, it'll be like they serve different purpose. But these are same tools, but from different vendors. They are called project planners. So we have one from Microsoft Corporation. Their own is called MSC Project, or you can call it Microsoft Project. Is number one in the industry for managing projects. Almost most medium and the large enterprise, they use it. I've used it so many times. Most of the companies, they use it as well. But so many small companies, startup companies, they use Project Labor, because Project Labor is, let's say, is a clone of Microsoft Project, and it's 100% free. It's an open source, 100% free. And everything you can do with projects, MSc project, you can do it. MSc project is not free. Can cost up to, I don't know the actual price now, but if you, there's a lot of pirated ones as well. I don't like piracy. If you want to get the original MSc project, you should be ready to spend at least 400 quid. So you see, that's why I make sure that nobody will say I can't afford it. And we are using Project Labor. Project Labor is very powerful as well, and it's free. So you don't tell me out, I can't do it because I can't. Is Project Labor will give you everything Microsoft is going to give you, and it's free. You know, the key features in both of them is have Gantt chart, timeline view, task management, dependencies, resource tracking, resource management, and Microsoft is either for medium to large projects with complex requirements, and then Project Labor is almost the same thing, but small to medium projects, they can use it and it's free. It's an open source. Open source is an alternative to Microsoft project. We have another planner, project planner from this vendor, Oracle. It's called Primavera. Primavera is used for mainly engineering, in complex engineering projects. So you can get it so many times. You see them using it in complex engineering, like real industries and well, you see the same thing. It's still a project planner, and it's very costly as well. It's for large corporation. So it has a complex scheduling without dependencies and risk analysis and quality control. It's either for large complex projects, particularly in construction and engineering and infrastructure. So that is Oracle Primavera. So yeah, in this boot camp, we're going to cover only Project Labor. Once you know how to use Project Labor very well, you can use all of them because they are the same tool. It's just like you using a Peugeot to learn how to drive. Once you know how to drive, use Peugeot to know how to drive. You should be able to drive Mercedes. You should be able to drive Toyota, Lexus. No, that is the way this, because they serve the same purpose. They are just from different companies, just like Toyota is different company, but it's vehicle. So all of them has gearbox, all of them is the same thing. So pay attention to understand how this Project Labor works. Once you understand how to use it, forget about big name Primavera, forget about big name Microsoft project. You will crush all of them. Okay, steps. If you want to create a project, these are steps you need to take. First, define the project scope, clearly outline the project objective, deliverables, and boundaries, understand the boundaries, and break activities down. And that's why we started from work breakdown structure. It's going to be a blueprint for you to create your project plan. Work breakdown structure is very, very important. You see it, how I transform my work breakdown structure into a mini project using Excel. So work breakdown structure, develop project schedule, estimate task duration, and create a timeline, identify dependencies and critical parts. You see, it's just adding time for every activity. Allocate resources. You must create a resource table From the resource table, you should be able to allocate resources to all activities. Estimate budget, and you must have estimated how much you want to pay every of the resources, how much they worth per hour. So it's important. Once you do that, and your overall budget is important, aware of risk management, create a contingency plan. Contingency means a buffer. You set some fund for the rainy day. If anything unforeseen circumstances, have something to fall back. It's important. It's just like you every month. The government, they are taking some money away from your salary. Well, they know they leave the whole money, you eat the whole money, you are taking it away, small money for your pension, for your rainy day. You must have, that is your life, is a project, something you can fall back on. You must create something to fall back on in your project. When you have a slippery and you want to fall, you fall back on something. That is contingency. It's not only in the budgets, you must equally create one for timeline as well. They ask you to deliver a project in 6 months. Use 4 months as a work around time to deliver the project. If you had a slippery within that 4 months, you can fall back in 5 months. At once, you fall back in the 6th month and you'll still get a trophy. Okay. After establishing the budget, identify and analyze risk. Yeah, you must have to analyze the risk. Once you've finished creating the project, you should know where the risk comes from, where you have dependency. We call it critical path area. We use what we call critical path analysis to capture all these areas of dependencies where we can easily start having problems when we have a delay. Such areas, we need to identify them. These are way of immediate identifying the risk. Yeah, and plan against it. And you set quality standard for measure. Before you start, you must have in a separate sheet. You may not capture it within the plan. In a separate document, have a quality standard. Which you are going to use to manage, to measure the outcome of every activity. You don't take anything from your team members. You don't. You must have a measure, and we are going to come to quality standard in a different class, not this one. And communication action plan, we've already covered it in our stakeholder analysis. So that's it. And with that, we look at the advantages you can derive from effective project planning, improve visualization. We use Gantt charts. It gives you that visualization to better understand the project's timeline and dependencies. Streamline resource management, allocate and track resources, ensuring efficient use. Enhance team collaboration, enable team to collaborate and communicate in real time. Risk mitigation supports risk identification and management by tracking potential delays. You must have seen the risk critical part. Critical parts are the risk environments. So you have to identify all of them. And then progress tracking, track project progress, allowing for adjustments. as needed to stay on track. So that's it. That's project plan. The next is going to be how to create it live. That's going to be hands-on on how to do that, and we're going to do that in a bit. Okay, creating a project plan. The first thing, like we say, we are going to use a project planner from the vendor called Project Labor. So we're narrowing it down to Project Labor now. If you have a Microsoft project already, you can use it as well because the same thing. If you want to, if you are, but I don't want to limit anybody. If you are like some of us are big boys who can do anything. If you want to buy project Microsoft, you can buy it and follow up. The way it is used is the way Project Labor is used. So you can subscribe, get it, and start using it as well if you want to use that and not. Well, for the sake of this bootcamp, we don't have time to explore different projects plan. We don't. So, like I say, it's an open source, meaning that you can get it for free. All you need to do is go to Project Labor website. We'll type it here, you see it, Project Labor. Project Labor. So that's it. Just type projectlabor.com and it's going to appear. So yeah, that's it. And if you click on this download, it's going to take you to another website called SourceForge. This is it. You are going to get the download from this SourceForge. So yeah. And from here, if you click on this, should be able to I see here. I already have it. I don't need to, but you see the download will start. So from here, you start downloading it. It's very simple and doesn't take time. So it's already downloaded again. So that's how we are going to do it. So from here, and you see people are really using it. You see 11,154 download in a week, 1 week. So yeah, but it's saving company. A lot of companies are using it. So if you have 5 project managers working in your company, you know how much you can save by using project labor. And see project labor, project management software #1, free alternative to Microsoft projects, and 7.8 million download across 193 countries. Project labor is a replacement of Microsoft projects, including Gantt charts, network diagram, work breakdown structure, and value, etc. is too good to be for free. I know we can't. Those who did it, they are really tried for giving out for free. Yeah. Now we also offer Project Labor Cloud for subscription, AI-powered SA software as a service for team and enterprise. So if you want the enterprise version of this or the cloud-based, you can subscribe. It's not free. This is a new, they just came up with this. Well, this is a desktop. This one you download is for desktop app. Download it and install it on your desktop. It's very easy to. That is it. That is fine. Once you download it, let's see. Come here. Let's see if you download it. Click. Let's open a new project. Yeah. From here, you enter the project. Although there's no new, we're going to do this tomorrow, so let us not rush it. Today is for everybody to make sure, but this is what we are going to get. This is project labor. So I want everybody to quickly go to projectlabor.com. If you click on that, it's going to take you to SourceForge, where you are going to download it. And it's free. Yeah, it's not difficult. And they even have a sample project here you can watch. It's on YouTube, or this you can watch them as well. But we're going to treat this tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Once you come over here, or if you want to watch, you can watch. But I'm going to treat this tomorrow. Once you have downloaded, that is the topic for tomorrow. We're going to use Project Labor to create a small project plan. Yeah. And yeah, that is it for all these are steps on how to create and install Project Labor. Is not difficult, very, very easy. So yeah. So once you download it, we can then do all these other ones from here down. What we need here is to download it, and you can follow up step on how to create a project. This is a note. If I'm not with you, you can use it to follow, but we're going to create it live. So that if after that, if you still want to read the notes up, you can still read up the notes. So that's it. If you have question based on what we've just done, you can ask your question. So I can see we are good to go. We don't have any question for tonight, and that's good. So Mr. Tony disagree with me at some point. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can't hear you, Mr. Tony.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Charles, and good evening, class. So thank you for today's lecture. It's very interesting. So after downloading this, can we just name the project, then leave it for tomorrow when we start? Can we just give the name, give it a name, then wait for tomorrow?
No, it meant you just need to download it and set it up on your system for that to be good to go. If you want to follow me while I'm creating my own project plan, that is the purpose. So you can follow me live. You know, for those who want to follow me live. But the main thing is that I want you to have a project label set up on your system.
Okay, thank you. I was downloading it as you were putting us through it. So it got me to where it's a project name. So I left it like that because
yeah. You leave it like that. It means you are set. You are set to start.
Right, thank you.
You are good to go. Thank you for being very proactive. Yeah. So I encourage everybody to follow Tony. And if you are struggling, you can ask Tony how he did it. Yeah. Any other question? All right. I'm going to leave us here. So I can see so many of us are very busy trying to download this. So I think I will leave us here so that we'll get it sorted out. Thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow where we start creating our first project plan. Once we're able to create a project plan, then I'll tell you, you are now a project coordinator. Whenever you see a project coordinator job or junior project manager, or you can start applying. And I guarantee you, so many of you will get a job even before we last 2 months in this bootcamp. That is why I call this bootcamp is a firebrand, because you see the return on investment live, and it's an assurance. I mean, I don't know if you can go to any place they will assure you that you will work, but I tell you this one works. Before we hit 2 months, so many of us should be we start answering project coordinator, earning from Nigeria, earning in dollars, earning in pounds, earning in euro. That is the purpose of you being here. So thank you all, and see you tomorrow when we're going to do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles.
All right.
Okay,